as we go to air this morning, Tropical Cyclone Alfred is sitting over Moreton Island. The storm has weakened to a Category 1 system with wind gusts of over 100 k's an hour. Modelling by the Weather Bureau has Alfred crossing the mainland just south of Maroochydore, but at what time remains unclear as the storm stalls yet again. More than 200,000 homes across the state's southeast are without power this morning. Energex warns that number is likely to rise throughout the day. Let's go to a live picture of the Gold Coast right now, where emergency alerts were issued late yesterday afternoon, ordering residents to stay indoors. As expected, you can't really see much from that shot. The wind is howling, the rain is falling, and it's dark. Flooding is taking place near Currumbin and Tallebudgera Creek, cutting off evacuation routes. Rainfall is expected to increase throughout the day as the weather system continues to weaken and then move further inland. Let's go to Brisbane though right now. Josh Bristow joins us live. Josh, good morning to you. So how are conditions where you are?
Yeah, good to talk to you, Pete. Look, pretty calm here this morning, relatively speaking. You can see we're in the middle of the city right now, and it is blanketed in a pretty steady carpet of rain and a little bit of wind you can feel up here on our hotel balcony. But we have escaped the worst of it just yet because, as you mentioned in the intro, Alfred has slowed to a glacial pace. He hit Moreton Island, North Stradbroke Island around midnight last night, where it was downgraded to a Cat 1. And he's currently hovering around there in the north end of Moreton Bay. So we're still probably a couple of hours away from feeling the worst effects of the storm here in Queensland's capital. But that is not to say that people should be complacent. We're still under a stay-at-home order, and experts are predicting there could be over 12 hours of rain once we do start to see Alfred make his way here to Brisbane. Premier David Crisafulli says we'll be ready.
We've done the preparation, and I really mean that. And I think about the way that Queenslanders have responded. It's been a long time, half a century, since we've seen a cyclone of this magnitude cross the coast this far south. But to see the way that people have genuinely helped neighbours clear their yards, to see the way that people have taken it seriously, I genuinely believe that the community's in a good place. We've done a lot of work to prepare, and I have every faith that people will get through it.
So while we're still waiting Alfred out here in Brisbane, there are, of course, many flood warnings further south in Logan, Gold Coast, and, of course, over 10 in the northern part of New South Wales. There are, as you said earlier as well, 200,000 homes without power as I'm speaking to you. We have power here in Brisbane, but there are 118,000 homes in the Gold Coast, 36,000 in Redlands, 21,000 in Logan, and 20,000 homes in Brisbane without power. Again, Premier David Crisafulli has told residents that Energex and emergency services are working on trying to restore that power. Take a listen.
There are 1,200 Energex staff waiting. The moment it is safe to do so, they will be throwing everything at reconnecting, including having people who are there to remove the vegetation, which is the main reason why most of those lines go down. When they get tired and they need to be replaced, there's 800 crew from the Ergon area in the northern part of the state who'll come in and help that show to continue. So Queenslanders need to know we've taken it seriously, so have they. And I have every faith that because of that, we can go from response to recovery and we can get this proud state back on its feet.
So, Pete, as I'm talking to you now, we haven't felt the full effects of Cyclone Alfred, although the wind is sort of starting to pick up. You can see off the bottom of our balcony. For now, everyone needs to stay inside, maybe get out the puzzles, get out a game of Monopoly. Those always last pretty long into the day. We could be in for a very, very long day of sitting inside, Pete. So
how are things through the night, Josh? I mean, when it comes to the cyclone's not that far away from Brisbane. I mean, were the winds making any noises at all? You know, they tend to howl as cyclones get closer. We'll get the latest from Rob in a moment. But just from where you are in Brizzy, was there much of that or not really?
Look, I'm probably not the right person to ask, Pete, because I was knackered yesterday after standing out in the rain in Vicky Point, so I was straight to bed at about 8 o'clock. and then woke up a little bit earlier this morning, where there was a little bit of howling, but not to an insane amount. But yeah, no, I'm a pretty heavy sleeper, Pete, so I could sleep through anything.